Howdy folks, Matt from RazorEmporium.com today to talk with you about the Gillette toggle adjustable razor. Now when most of you all think of an adjustable razor from Gillette, images of the Gillette Fat Boy adjustable or the Gillette Slim adjustable may come to mind, as these were much common razors and they were out in the 1950s and 60s. However, one razor that a lot of people don't know too much about is the toggle adjustable. We have a drawing here from 1955 of a quick release Gillette adjustable razor that uses a flick of a toggle mechanism to quickly open the doors to allow changing of the blades. Here's an example of that razor in action. Many of you have seen these, but here's how they work. Just a quick little toggle action and the razor opens up. Not a lot's known about these razors because when they came out in 1960, we believe that Gillette was primarily using other forms of communication other than print ads, in the United States at least. We have an advertisement here from 1960, Christmas time, that actually does show the toggle adjustable. They called it the Deluxe adjustable in Australia, but this is really rare alone just to see an advertisement image of it. So the razor came out as in 1960 you see here, but also it came out in 1958. Those are much more rare. They have a Gillette date code of D2. This is a more common F4 variation, and those date codes can be found on the bottom side of the razors here. So this is more of the traditional packaging arrangement as seen in the advertisement, with the blue presentation case and a little slip that goes around it if you want to travel with it. However, we've recently come across a much more rare setup here for the packaging that involves a very, very nice traditional pigskin case here. And we have the warranty card and we have the original instructions that are beautifully preserved, showing some awesome images of the toggle action. And I'll pull this out of the leather case now. Inside is a suede carrying case if you want a little bit more compact traveling option. You see the price tag down here. It's a little piece of copper, and then you have the original 20 blue blades unopened, and we have a nickel variation. Now this is even more rare to see the nickel variation. It has a little plastic top to protect the suede, and you have the razor here. Now you'll notice immediately the inside of this razor looks very different than one of the regular, more common gold toggles. In addition, if you look at the adjustment mechanism on these, this one has a simple little dimple that's colored red, while this one actually has a mechanical stop with a piece of metal protruding out of the razor and a notched adjustment band that literally stops right on that and prevents it from moving any further. Another really good thing to note here with these razors is the actual method of adjustment is completely different. So I'm going to pull out one of these traditional Fat Boy adjustables, and as most of you know, they adjust the blade by moving this tray up and down, and that's what adjusts the blade angle on those. However, these guys here adjust completely different. This nickel toggle moves the entire tray together as you adjust this band. It makes for a little bit more difficult mechanical process, more pressure is needed. And another variation, the more common one, is this regular production toggle. It has a tray in here with some serrated edges, so you notice the serrations in this razor versus the non-serrations in here, and to show you the Fat Boy adjustable. And it moves this tray up and down similarly as the Fat Boy moves the tray up and down. But then to throw another variation in there, we've come across another toggle razor that could have been a prototype design. This is a gold toggle razor, but you notice a couple of things. First off, the toggle mechanism itself just looks different. You have a much longer channel there on this razor.
This one's actually fixed too.
Yeah, this one is a fixed toggle. And
Does it
as
go
you
the other
open,
way? Like watch, tilt it the other way, it stops.
yep, it'll stop right there, as Sebastian pointed out, as opposed to this razor can toggle either way back or forth. And the other thing to quickly point out is this does have the dimple design up at the top for the adjustment band, but there's no clicking. There's not a single sound from this razor as it adjusts. And so that actually gives you the ability to go in between steps. And it goes from 1 to 5 with a couple different clicks in between, but there's no sound as you adjust.
It goes 1 through 5 and not 1 through 9.
Right. It's a 1 through 5 as opposed to traditional 1 through 9 on these production ones over here. Now this razor does not have a day code, as these ones usually say F4, indicating Christmas of 1960. These just have a number on the bottom end. So it's a different there as well. And if you look at the inside, this inside looks much more like a Fat Boy adjustable than the other two toggles. So definitely there was some experimentation happening from Gillette in this era of experimenting how to adjust the blade angle. And we can see here, I'll just lay them out, 4 different adjustment methods. 4 completely different mechanical adjustment methodologies. And these were, being experimented on. And that's why I think these razors are more rare than your other razors, because they just were trying some new things out. They were trying to see how they could better adjust the razor and how the consumer could use it without any problems. A lot of times we get these razors in for repair, your standard gold toggle adjustable type, and they're quite hard to actually repair because the adjustment method was kind of a different process, and they're not as easy to adjust or fix as the Fat Boy or Slim adjustables. Now, to show you just one more thing as part of our collection here, a lot of people have seen these in our pictures of our store. This is a solid brass store display model. Now, it's non-functioning, but it is the F4 kind of toggle display, and this was property of Gillette safety razors back in Boston, and was likely given to an employee after it was used in a promotion, most likely in a store. And this actually has a presentation case that is currently being repaired, but we wanted to show you the razor because we get a lot of people asking about it. You notice that the band only goes to 3 because as it sat in the display case, you wouldn't see the other numbers. So the band here, which does not move, by the way, just is not fully labeled. And it even came with error correct blades and also scale correct. So it's to scale, both of them are to scale with what look like blades inside and an output for blades, even though you can't take them out. Now this is made of wood. This is made of solid brass, so it's quite heavy. And it's neat, as Sebastian is showing here, it's neat to see the full size and the store display next to each other. It's just kind of a really neat part of the history. We've never seen another one of these. There are some display model razors from Gillette that came out with like the single ring razors in the 1910s, 1920s era, but we've never seen another adjustable razor from the 60s made into a larger than life store display. One other piece of fascination is they must have had a common scale to be used, because we have one of these advertisement pieces as well, and this blade will actually fit right in the box. Sorry about that. This will fit right in the box as if it belonged in here, although they did not come with each other whatsoever. We found this on its own, and this obviously came as a combination set, but they must have been using a common multiplication factor to scale these up. So quite an interesting piece of history from all the different variations of the toggles, and just a really, really interesting part of Gillette history and very unknown. And we're happy to be able to show you some of these pieces and share with you our collection. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for checking out RazorEmporium.com.